God, would you please lead us in prayer?
Lord, thank you for this time when we can come and conduct the town business. Let's all conduct ourselves in a Christ-like manner. Thank you for the freedom. Thank you for restoring Buddy back to his health. Thank you for everyone under the sound of my voice. These people mean a lot in my life, and I thank you each and every one. Let's always give you credit and glory and honor and praise. In thy name, amen.
Amen. If you would remain standing, we'll say pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. If you have a cell phone, please mute or turn them on for the duration of the meeting. We would greatly appreciate it. I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. And Lucy, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Myrtle.
Here.
Eugene.
Here.
Mayor Seth.
Here.
Brenda.
Here.
John. Here. Steve.
Here.
Mayor, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Okay. All right. After we conclude our business, the floor will be open for comments or questions. So please hold questions or comments until that time. All right, let's go ahead and read the minutes from the last meeting, July the 8th.
Regular meeting, July the 8th, 2019. Mayor Pro Tem Steve Brewer called to order the regular meeting of the council at 7 p.m. on July the 8th, 2019 in the town hall. The invocation was given by Don Hagel. Pledge of allegiance was recited by all. Roll call was had. The following persons were present: Myrtle Van Cleef, John King, Eugene Kiley, and Mayor Pro Tem Steve Brewer. Mayor Self and Brenda Lowe were absent. Old business, John King and Steve Brewer have yet to complete their checklist on the town streetlights. They both agreed to get this completed before the next meeting. We want to make sure all lights are working properly. Steve Brewer reported that he is installing the new lock box at the front door. This week, I had to send the code. I am to send the code to both Blount and Jefferson County Sheriff's Departments. This will create a sheriff's substation in our town. New business, a flyer from the city of Center Point was read. It tells of an event called Protecting Senior Citizens. It is for anyone 45 years of age and older. This flyer was given to the council members and will be posted at our town hall door. This event takes place on July the 30th, 2019. Steve Brewer noted that we need a residential inspector. It was suggested that we hire one from Jefferson County Inspectors as an independent inspector for our town. This person would be qualified to inspect residents in all of the town county line. We were blessed at this meeting to have Jefferson County Commissioner Joe Knight with us. He was aware of our need to replace the roof on the town hall and to get a storm shelter installed in our town. We were happy to hear his input on them both. Commissioner Knight will try to get us qualified for a multifunctional building. This can qualify as a storm shelter, a sheriff's substation, and the town hall building. Should we not qualify for this, he tells us that we will get a storm shelter anyway. business license late fee. Eugene seconded, motion carried. This will happen at a later meeting when Mayor Self returns. Steve Brewer asked the clerk to call Blount County Commissioner Nick Washburn's office to request mowing and trim, job to be done in county line. A motion to adjourn was made by John King and seconded by Eugene Kylie. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned at 8 p.m. Respectfully yours, Lucy Kylie, clerk.
All right, any questions or comments or corrections to the minutes as read? If not, we have a motion to accept as read.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes as read.
I'll second.
Brenda made the motion. And Steve seconded. All in favor? Unanimous? Okay. All right, now we'll cover the financial reports for July. Starting with the general fund account. All right, our beginning balance was $22,852.34. And ending balance was $18,518.80. Okay. All right, the next one is the capital improvement fund. The beginning and ending balance was $11,428.01. Next will be our 4, 5, and 6 account, road account. Beginning balance was $8,376.30. And our ending balance was $8,539.87. And next is the 2, and 7 road account. Our beginning balance is $9,002.24. Ending balance was $9,396.21. And the last is our moving Blount County forward account. Our beginning balance is $13,478.77. Our ending balance was $13,978.97. All right. Yeah, I saw the check charge for the new account. Okay. Any questions or comments or corrections to the financial reports?
Well, on the 2 and 7 road account, it's correct, but you read it as $9,002.24.
$9,202.24.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah, I just read it wrong.
Yeah.
$9,202.24 was the beginning balance. Ending balance was $9,396.21. Okay. Any other questions, comments, or corrections? All right, do we have a motion to accept as read?
I make a motion, we accept the bid.
I'll second it.
All right, Steve made the motion, Eugene seconded, all in favor? That's unanimous. All right, no, reports to standing committees, special committees, reports of officers. We'll go into old business. First off was streetlights. Were y'all able to?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got that. Now, we're ready. That goes back to Lucy. We do have some that's out, and, what we found wrong was this pole number 11, which is the one in the S curve.
Mhm.
It still don't have a number on it. And, pole number 21 is going on and off.
Is 11 out though?
No, it's not out.
It
It's
doesn't have a
on.
number.
It just don't have a number on it.
Okay, no number.
Yeah. And, pole number 21 is going on and off. It'll come on for a little while, go off for a little while.
Is that at my house?
No, that's up here on
No.
County Line
Cause
Road,
mine does that
Number
sometimes.
one is going on and off.
21.
21.
The next one that's out is, pole number 63 and 65.
63 and 65 are out.
Yep, and that's the last lights down here on the County Line Road. There's one on each side of the road there.
Down by John David's.
But they're the papers say that they're supposed to be on, and they was out, so.
Okay.
And then the rest of them are good.
All right, and what number was, you know what number it was, Brenda, your
No,
house
I
is
don't know.
flickering? Should be able to look at the
Uh,
map and see
Yeah, the one at,
at the end of Coppersville.
into Conversville.
Yeah, and also, the one at Curtis's house, the globe, did they get a
Yeah, they
big
got,
globe
they
on
got a
it?
globe on it, yep. That would probably be 49, cause that's the last one listed on County Line Road.
So 49 is out?
She
Well,
said,
it flickers, sometimes it's on and sometimes it's not.
Now,
Intermittent,
if they're day-night lights, then sometimes they'll do that until it gets real dark.
Well, it happens,
It's essential.
yeah, some nights it's on and, I mean, it happens at dark.
So in the dark, when
Yeah.
it's dark outside, it just kind of comes and goes. Okay, so that's number
49.
49.
Yeah, let me make sure.
So
Wait a minute, I told
49.
you wrong, no, it'd be 47.
Oh, okay.
47.
47 and 21 are both flickering. They go on and off.
That's before we get to that.
Yep, yep,
Oh, turn
right,
around.
right, we turn around.
Okay.
and,
The rest of it was on, looking good.
all right. I know I drove right past it, but I didn't even look, but that wire that's hanging on Ivy Lane, is it still hanging?
Yes, it still is. And this pole, on this street here, which would be the Rogers and Houston Lane, is that correct? The street right here.
Mhm.
The pole, it don't have no numbers on it either.
This right here is Town Street,
Town Street,
Town Street.
and the next one down is Calvert, and, Rogers is just before you get to the curve.
okay,
And back in there, that'd be, go back maybe a quarter of a mile, and there's a road that goes to the left.
So on town,
yeah, we didn't, but it's, sorry.
tell me again, on Town Street, no number?
No, I was, yeah, that one on Town Street. It don't have a number on
No
it.
number.
Okay.
And the one across from Green Acres, don't have one either.
Yeah, it's got one that's listed as CBA.
Okay.
That's what was on it.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
it's not a number, it's a letter number combination.
Yeah.
All right,
I guess they put whatever they had on it that day, whatever they had with them that day.
okay. Well, I know that, I got a call from what used to be the Gardendale manager. They're closing that office and have not had any further contact. He didn't know where he was going and didn't know who was going to pick up Caroline. I mean, it's probably, I know it's closed by now, because it's been a month at least. So, Chris Barnes, I think his name was.
Chris Barnes,
He,
so he don't know where he didn't know where he was going.
no, I had the feeling I got is he didn't know whether he was going to have a job.
Right.
Because they were closing a bunch of offices throughout Alabama. And, so, yeah, there too. All right, well, that's it. We got a lock on the back door now. Did I hear that?
Lockbox, it's right there on the front.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, well, we can clear that off. All right. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to add to the Jefferson County Roads and Transportation. Commissioner Knight didn't mention that, did he? Roads, okay,
About roads.
yeah,
Yeah,
particularly Town Street,
No, we forgot.
we
okay,
didn't bring that up.
We were so excited about what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that. Okay, all right, now, speaking of that storm shelter, multipurpose building, I know that he says, we'll see if he can get us qualified for it, but, so everybody is aware or knows, what he's talking about is the next census, taken next year. So it could be a couple of years before we find out anything about qualifying for a multipurpose building, unless they go back to the 2010 census, but I kind of doubt that they would at this point. So it could be a couple of years, but we'll keep pushing him. He made a commitment to the storm shelter at least.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there.
Well, I sent an email to Zachary, his the person in his office today, and actually yesterday, and he came back to me right away, and he said that the commission passed the county's budget today, which set aside the funds to help with the storm shelters. I'm not sure what process is going to be put into place on how we determine where these go. I know for our district, there are a few areas we've received requests for shelters, and County Line is one for sure. The dual purpose facilities in the county have been built using CDBG-DR funds, which were federal funds that went only to the areas directly affected and declared by the April 2011 storm event. If there is something that, he said that if there was something that he was telling us different from that, on his last visit, just be sure to let him know, and, he will get some clarity from him on that.
Okay. Well, if they can do it quicker than that, that's fine, but I'd have to temper it with, it may be a while if it's going to depend on the census. If it's something that depended upon something else, some other criteria, it could happen quicker. But I don't have enough information.
Well,
But-
that's what he said, I will update you as soon as I know more.
Okay. At least it looks like we got storm shelter.
We've got it in the works.
Yeah.
It's in the plan.
And we just have to probably talk with Commissioner Knight more about the multipurpose building and what it's gonna take to get that, because that's what we could really,
And possibly, with the state representative and senator about, if there's federal money available.
yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll keep tickling his ear
That's
and,
right, that's right.
so he keeps us in mind. All right, very good. I'm tickled to death that at least a storm shelter is in the works
In our future.
as a minimum. I mean,
That's what we left the meeting with. At least we're at least, if nothing else happens, we still get the storm shelter.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I was looking at that estimated price for the roof,
Yeah.
redoing the roof again. Those prices are outrageous.
yeah.
But when you think about this roof has to come off, and those people don't really know what they're gonna get into underneath that. How much of this structure is capable of holding up a gable roof?
Yeah,
It may have to be
Reinforced.
Reinforced, and this back wall for sure has got to be raised. So that's an expense.
Well,
Well,
isn't this a tin building underneath the bridge?
yeah,
Yes, it is a Butler building.
pretty much.
It may not
Yeah,
be
when they had the
strong
walls
enough.
down in the bathroom, you could see the tin on the outside with the insulation in between. So anyway, well, we'll keep pushing and
Well, he knows how bad we need the roof, cause he crawled up there and looked.
He came out while it was still daylight that afternoon and walked around the building and got up there and looked at it. And then he left and came back to our meeting.
okay,
And I did not realize that he was coming.
well, good. At least somebody's listening.
I felt like we could play this.
Okay. All right, well, let's move on to their next item here. There was an item in your notes about moving Blount County forward funds for speeding.
What we're talking about is, how they do the, tag readers.
Yeah.
And, I think some of them will check speeds and, write tickets by reading the tags. Setting one of them things out, and whether we could use that money, since that's a safety thing, if that money could be used for that.
That's something we have to probably have our attorney address and see if it's
Yeah.
acceptable.
Well, all we got is this Blount County moving forward, is we can use it for
Roads,
safety or
education,
education
and roads
and roads
in Blount County.
in Blount County, yeah.
Yeah, having one of those, we'll have to see how that
Talking
works.
about that reads the speed and all that, they cost $10,000 now.
Yeah, but there's also, I did a little bit of research on it, not a whole lot, I did a little bit, but a lot of that stuff is put out by, Homeland Security. And they have gotten real big on these, license plate readers. They can tell who's going through the neighborhoods and how many times they go through the neighborhoods. And, that's how they keep up with certain people that they're looking for, or people that's done stuff bad in the past.
Yeah,
And, so Homeland Security's real big on it. And, saying that, there may be something in there that cuts that price down. It may be something in there for them, that they could help cover the cost on it.
somebody grant from them.
Tell them we need about 10.
One at the four-way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way up there.
Yeah, catching all four directions.
Moved it from here up there, and that's something y'all could hook to
Okay.
your pickup truck and move.
Alright, okay. The next item I had a question about was life flight.
That was still part of that license plate.
Okay,
Reader, yeah, that was part of that.
okay. And, were you able to contact Nick about the grass?
Oh, yes, it's already been done.
Okay,
It's-
and speaking of,
it's done right after.
while we're on grass, yeah, I was hoping Scott would be here tonight, but I need, permission from the council to hire somebody to cut the weeds by our town welcome sign on County Line Road.
I was
The
gonna bring
weeds.
that up tonight, cause I thought that is the ugliest thing. The weeds is just.
Yeah, it is.
grass.
The
I-
weeds
I
are
could-
waist high,
Gee, every time we
and,
go by there, no, but-
every time I think about it, I'm going that way. But it's gonna take more than weed eater to get down there and get that
Is
sign.
Blunt County not supposed to keep it?
They won't cut around the sign. They never have.
No, it's over.
I've trimmed that. I've taken my weed eater down there a lot when we were cutting the grass, but I
Mr.
haven't done it for a while.
Excuse me, but I have some, if we can get it cut down, I have some poison for weeds. It's called ground cover, like they use on the farm. I bought it at the co-op up at Abercrombie. And Eugene will vouch for it. That stuff will kill it to the ground. And we could spray that around that sign and it would keep it at bay.
Yeah. Well, we may, our guy that cuts the grass,
We used it on the fence row up here.
the man that we're paying to cut the grass now,
Okay,
he ought to be able to do that for us and not charge us anymore. I think we're paying him well as it is.
yeah, that's something. I'll ask him about that. He can do that for us. And once he gets it cut down,
Then we can spray it down.
then we can spray it with that ground cover. And, it won't have to be trimmed very often.
You'll just spray it with ground cover, it won't be but 2 or 3 days and it'll be on there.
Especially with the heat right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's supposed to start raining, they said tomorrow,
It won't.
sometime
It
Wednesday.
won't make no difference on that stuff.
Oh, really?
Hey, when it gets on the leaves and on the stems and all, it soaks into the roots.
Some stout stuff.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll address that. We'll see if we can get him to cut that for us. If not, if he wants to charge extra for it, then I'd say we just hire Scott to do it.
Okay.
If we got to pay for it, and then Scott will do it right.
That'd be great with me. I know Scott will do it.
hmm
He'll do a good job.
Okay, so that's the.
And we may, in the future, we may want to shift our grass cutting to one of our neighbors to keep it in town. So, all right. Okay. Next item I have on the list from last meetings was it was brought up to readdress or to address the business license late fees. Can you give me some more background on what that discussion was and the need to readdress the
Well,
late
we
fees?
just had, a complaint last month about the business said that we were charging too much. And, our late fees, something about us, what we charge for late fees was too much.
Well, I don't have it. What was our late fees? It was it was a dollar amount. If it was not paid by they're supposed to be paid by the end of January. If you're not paid by the end of January, there's a late fee that is imposed. And if it goes on a certain amount of time, then that penalty is
It
increased.
increases, yeah. And
As it
everybody
should.
does that.
And I personally, I don't think we should change it. because people are taking advantage of it. Because we have not been charging them a late fee in the past. Now we're abiding by the ordinance and they're complaining about it. So pay your business license on time.
Well, you know too, I've noticed since we have settled the dump business, if you wanna call it that, there's been nobody at the meeting except coming to complain. Nobody, every person that comes in here has had a complaint. You never see them, they come complain and they're gone. Well, Mr. Blackwood, bless his heart, he don't complain about that, but, I mean,
No offense, Mr.
Other,
yeah,
other than our regulars.
our regulars that come,
That's what, yeah.
like Curtis, when he comes, he's always got a complaint, Malcolm's always got a complaint, and and the other one that came last meeting, she had a complaint, she's the one that complained about the, late fee and all.
Well, unless the council wants to change it, yeah,
Yeah,
we need to enforce it.
Uh,
Otherwise, we're not gonna get it. Cause we've had a person that hasn't paid it for 2 years and all of a sudden paid it all 3. And
I got a question. Is end of January, is that the deadline? It's gotta be paid by the end of January. You don't give them a little grace period after, maybe 5 days after?
no, well, this year we gave them a month grace
Okay,
because we sent out notices late.
okay.
And therefore, this year, we set a different due date because we were late sending it out.
Okay.
So we're gonna be sending that out to business notices in December this year. And if they can't pay them by the end of January,
That's a late.
then it's a late fee after that.
I got you. Oh, you know, a lot of deals, they give you 10 days.
It's just like
Grace period,
return check.
but you get them a month, so.
In the past, I don't think they've charged any, return check fees. Because it cost us, when somebody's check is returned, we get penalized for it. There's a charge against us. And I know that they're getting a penalty for a bounce check. But we have every right to recoup that.
Got you.
And same thing with business license. Can't buy them on time.
But I'll make my house payment on time.
That's
Yeah.
right, that's why.
I know
mean,
it's
it's just-
coming.
It's just like,
Be there for
yeah.
it, but
well, I mean, but it's the same thing. You know it's coming up. You know you gotta pay it. If you wanna do business,
Well, you know, if you don't pay your land taxes on time, they'll auction
They
it off
charge
for
you a
you.
late fee.
They
So
do,
much,
but then if it's not in
Yeah.
a certain amount of time, they'll auction your land off.
anyway,
Credit.
anyway,
Yeah.
do we need any more discussion on
I don't think we do.
business license late fee?
I don't think so, I think that's good enough.
Okay,
So it was that was under the old business too?
yeah. Carried over from the previous meeting. The next item I had on here was a residential inspector. I know that several of the municipalities in Black County do not have full-time inspectors, but they hire, there's some guy that does it for a lot of different communities. Hayden is the one that I would contact if we needed a residential inspector to find out the gentleman that they're using. I mean, it's just,
I would like to have a cost of it and, what in depth they go to inspect and all that kind of stuff.
well, it depends on what they are inspecting. Why are they inspecting it? Is it a building permit inspection?
Help.
if that's the case,
You talking
then
about
there's
the
gonna be a
trailer
set
park?
fee.
Probably not gonna get that. Every time you try to do something up there, she says she's grandfathered in.
But she ain't grandfathered in if they don't have the right septic tanks running and,
But
they got sewage going out on the ground. That's not right.
no,
That's what
it's
I'm talking
not,
about.
and I
That's,
agree
yeah.
with you. I'm just saying that
No heat, no
Yeah.
air.
it's
Yeah.
that's been going on for years. Some of those trailers don't even have floors in them in some of the rooms.
Right,
cleaning up.
I know that, I've had, some discussion, this, well, we'll get to it now. The, regulation that I give everybody a copy of is Blount County subdivision, ordinance or regulations. I've asked Alex Smith, in fact, as our attorney in this, adopting this for the town of County Line to fall under the Blount County's, authority for subdivisions. And, just in a nutshell, this regulation restricts the number of dwellings that can be put on a plot. One
Plot.
per plot, one structure per plot.
And how big is the plot?
And there's,
How big is the plot?
it depends on how it's, the deeds are set out. You own one piece of property,
I own 2 acres, but it's in 3 different sections.
well, I would have to read to make sure, but, they're pretty restricted on that,
Yeah.
but,
It reads it
Oh.
as a parcel, and you know, on your tag, on your card, they send you for your taxes. Each parcel has a number.
Well,
And
I had the
residence-
property divided up years ago, and there's a septic tank on each property,
well,
or on each lot.
like I said, I'd have to read through it to find out for sure, but, there are some restrictions for that. And anyway, I'm waiting for the attorney to get back in touch with me about, the steps that we have to go through to adopt that for the town of County Line.
So you're suggesting we consider that?
Yes. Yes. But we'd also need to, and we've had some discussion about, a mobile home ordinance, setting up minimum standards. But I've been in touch, well, I've sent an email to the League of Municipalities asking for some guidance on that. I have not gotten back from them, anything back from them, so I've got to follow through on that. But, since we're not gonna take any action on this tonight, at least you give an opportunity to peruse the document, in case you have any questions or concerns. And speaking of attorneys, what does the council think about, using Alex Smith as a town attorney?
I think we should. You don't think so? Yeah. I think we should. I think he did a good job with the job.
Mhm. Okay. Anybody else?
I'm for it.
Hmm?
I'm for it.
I was very impressed with him.
Okay, all right, do we have a motion to, hire Alex Smith as the town attorney?
I make a motion to hire Alex Smith as the town attorney.
All right, Brenda made the motion, John seconded, all in favor? All right, it's unanimous. All right, I will be, I'll get in touch with him and, tell him that we want to use him exclusively as a town attorney from this point forward.
Well, we had hired the other one? Has he resigned or?
No, we we used him when we needed legal advice. But
Well, I mean, I
He's
know
not
what
in-
happened and everything, but don't we have to?
well, we can let him know that we have chosen a different attorney to represent the town.
We probably just need to send him a letter.
Yeah, that'd be easy. Just send him a note or send him a letter saying that the town council has decided to go with a different attorney to represent the town. All right, I have nothing else on my agenda. Is there anything else from your notes that we need to address?
No, I think we covered them all.
Okay.
Yep. And you did see the quotes for the roof, right?
Yeah, did you read those out?
Yeah,
Were they-
Lucy did when she got them, yeah.
43 and 63.
63.
And then I have a note from another one.
Did we not have a warranty when that guy fixed it? It hasn't been that long.
How long have we been trying to get the
Came back,
leaks
put the duct
stopped?
tape on there.
Yeah, ever since
I
it's been
know, but
passed.
he should
Yeah,
have to come back out and fix it until the leak stops.
Good luck.
we can call him again.
I mean,
Because it's
you
not-
know, I'm just saying that
Well,
would be the right thing
that's
for
something I
him to
need to-
do, but,
I need to bring up with the attorney,
and you
see what
also,
we need to do.
I mean, there's a place where you can report them for not doing good work.
Mhm.
So
Well,
we might think about that too, because that's not right. Am I speaking out of turn?
let me discuss that with Alex Smith and see what our, what we can possibly do or have done. Okay?
All right.
All right, that's all I have. Does the council have anything else?
Why is that here?
Questions, comments?
I have trouble. I'm in trouble, as usual. I'm selling Mother's sold the house, and it's separately surveyed. And Jefferson County has switched my addresses and combined them. I had 218 and 216 Calvert Street. And the house is sold separately from the other land. Is there any way you guys could help me get that my address? That it is, the land is 218 and the house is 216. So I need a PID, is that what it's called? Point of something. I've got my surveys,
Mhm.
but,
That's controlled by,
well, my realtor
911.
told me that you guys could sign me one.
we have to go through the 911.
Well, could we get back the old one that I've already signed? I still have to go through them?
They're the ones that controls the addresses.
Okay.
We can suggest street names, but we don't do any assignment of numbers. We have to go through the 911 board, because they control the numbers.
Well, I don't know who straightened it out, but for 10 years I never even got a tax notice on that house. And finally I got that straightened out, and, it's just, I don't know what's going on down there. But they just decided to take it upon themselves to take away my tax ID on one and combine them. And I've always paid like separate, so.
Can you go back to where you paid separate? Do you have records where you paid?
That would be 25 years ago, probably not. After about 10,
I don't know how long ago 911 took over the address assignments, but it's been over 10 years.
we were Route 1 Trafford for 80 years out here, everybody's Route 1. And I don't know, do we have roads?
We had box numbers.
Had box numbers, didn't even have roads. No,
Yeah.
roads.
That's 911 for you. They're the ones that assigned at street addresses and street numbers, or at house numbers.
The Blunt County Commission mentions that in there, that you have to get your,
Address.
Well, they need to be
address
able
on
to get to
911,
an emergency.
so that they can, so that they, they need to be one to assign the addresses,
Mhm.
so they can find you.
But I didn't know they could just combine 10 parcels if they wanted to do. But obviously Jefferson County can, so that's okay.
Well, are the deeds combined,
No.
separate deeds, then you should be able to get them separated again. If they're separate deeds,
You have to take your deeds down there. How bigger.
and that's what
They should have to
that's what it's going to be based on is the deed.
Okay,
and their records should go back
okay.
to when.
Yeah.
I shall do that.
All right,
Well, you can do that at Gardendale. They probably can't go that far.
No, you don't have to go there.
probably not. You may have to go downtown and go down to the records vault
Yeah.
to get the last deed registration. Right. Okay. Anything else?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I have a
second it.
motion. I got a second. Brenda seconded. All right. All in favor? All right, unanimous. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much for coming.